Thomas, George, Mr. Thomas George, Mr. George Thomas. Oh, Superintendent Brown, what can I do for? Oh, welcome. Principal Thomas, I just came here to give you your first paycheck. I'm here to give you your first paycheck. So you put it into the bank of the school. So here you go. I'm giving you your first paycheck. Alright, go ahead and sign here. Okay. Alright, here you go. Here's your first paycheck. So I think I just came here, that's all I wanted to came here to let you know. You're doing a good job at the school. It's been it's been 1 month, it's been a couple months since you started here back in January, so it's been a month now. Yeah. So, I must be heading back. Oh yeah, I do need to have a talk with you about the parent-teacher conference we're gonna have. According to the school records, I checked the school records for students, and so Principal Thomas, I think Mr. Alan Jackson, his son has to have a meeting. We're having a meeting today, because I checked his records. His meeting is overdue, so we have to do it. Okay, so as well as consequences, he's been going to our behavior, our records. I got it from the board of education before I got here, so yeah. So I would like you to call his father down to the conference room, and I'll meet you in there as soon as I can. Yes, sir. I'll do it right now. Hi. Come down to the conference room near the main office, please. We got have a parent-teacher conference with your son, John Jackson. Okay. I'll see you there. Bye-bye. All right, Superintendent Frank. I'm sorry. Okay, Superintendent Brown. I called his father. His father's on his way down to the office. Good. Okay. I'll see you in the conference room. I'll meet you in there, okay? Okay, good. Mr. Jackson and Principal Thomas, could you please take your seats, please? Sit down, John. This is about you too, so be quiet. Alright, thank you guys for coming. Alright, let's get started with the meeting. I called this parent-teacher conferences because Mr. Jackson, if you don't know who I am Superintendent Brown. I am the superintendent for all the schools in this county. Yeah, according to your son's, I checked. I'm from the board of education. I was at my office back in I was at the board. It was at my I was back in my office at the board of educational. Look at the computer of the students' records for the bad troublemaker records. Fortunately, your son's been having to get into much trouble so much. So yep, I have the forms right here. This is his discipline records in our system, in the system of the school. It shows that well, Principal Thomas has emailed me. Back then, when Principal David was when he was here, this is what he sent me. This was in the past. This was what Principal David sent me back in. This was before he retired. This is before he got to his retirement. All that stuff. So, Mr. Jackson, this behavior of his is unacceptable. Okay. So, if he gets in trouble one more time, then he's gonna have to be. We won't have choice but to expel him if he keeps this behavior up. So Principal Thomas and I were talking about that. When I finish talking, then Principal Thomas will have a turn to speak, and that'll be it. So I'm almost done speaking. So okay. So yeah, Mr. Jackson, I'm not trying to tell you how. I can't control your kid because he's not my kid. But what I'm trying to say is, make sure he is studying. He's getting well. In the past last year, Principal Thomas has wrote his he had put his discipline records in the excuse me, his discipline records to get along from last year. So Principal David just sent me a notification just before he was getting ready to retire. Just before he retired, he wrote all this down so I could display it to the Principal Thomas. So yeah, his discipline record is getting ridiculous. You gotta Mr. Jackson, you gotta do something about this behavior of his. He cannot act up in this school. Okay? So, Principal Thomas, would you like to have a turn speaking now? Okay. Okay, thank you, Superintendent Brown. Okay. Mr. Jackson, what Superintendent Brown's trying to say is that he cannot act up like that at school. Last year, just before after Christmas, before we entered this year, I just came in here. I just got promoted to be principal out here, and I saw some behavior kids like this. Yep, he cannot act up at school like that. What we're trying to do is we're gonna do something about you gotta do something about what Principal I'm sorry, Superintendent Brown, I meant to say, that if he keeps acting up, I'm afraid we have no choice but to expel him. I'm sorry, but that's our consequence. That's the consequences. If the student has a long enough of bad behavior on the records, yep, cannot have that at all. So Mr. Jackson, is something going on whom I should we know about or no? But I'll let you speak in just a minute. Yeah, not only his records are getting ridiculous, his behavior records is ridiculous, but his teachers tells me that he's refusing to pay attention to class. He is cutting up. He's not doing his homework in time. Something like that. I'm not sure what to tell you about that. Yeah, but he cannot keep acting up like this at school. All right. So, Mr. Jackson, I'll go ahead and let you speak now. Thank you, Superintendent Brown and Principal Thomas. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to get into details with you two, but this kid plays video games all day and yells and raises them, and he always complains that he doesn't want to do his homework. And I always tell him to behave at school. And what does he do? He plays video games. It's always the video games. He's not paying. He's not doing his work. Every time I get a call from his teacher saying that he's being disrespectful in class, and yep. But as a matter of fact, I haven't let Mr. White know. But if you want to speak, Principal Thomas, if you want to speak to Mr. White, he's right here with me too. So I'll let you speak in just a minute, Mr. White. But anyway, but he cannot act up at school like that. there's something we gotta do with his behavior. So, is there a way he can, we'll make him, he's gonna apologize in a minute when I'm done talking. Yep. So, yeah, that's all I can remember. So, okay. So, Superintendent Brown, excuse me. Is there something we can do? What do you think we should do if he keeps acting up? Can you tell me what we can do, Superintendent Brown? Well, Mr. Jackson, there's nothing I really can't help with, but if you need my help with something, I can, but, there's a way, if he, to stop him from getting in more trouble, if he's getting close to being expelled, I got an idea. In order for him to behave, he can, why don't he come, for his punishment, why don't he come work in the cafeteria? He's going to help out in the cafeteria as his punishment. He's going to help the staff clean up when it's done. When every school bell goes, he'll have a time to catch up his schoolwork. He will do all of his work while he is helping out in the cafeteria. Yeah, every close to the end of the school day, he will be going in the Principal Thomas's office to help him with some stuff. So Principal Thomas, I think for John's punishment for you, he will be helping you lock up every day. This is part of his punishment. Okay? So yeah. So don't worry, Mr. White, we'll let you talk soon, okay? I'll let you speak in just a minute, okay? But anyway. So Mr. Jackson, I have a form right here, so if you want to go ahead and sign it, you can if you want. It's just stated that he will be volunteering for his punishment for 2.5 weeks in the schools. Well, he will have in-school suspension for a day or so, and then he will be coming here. He will have the after-school detention for 3 hours with Principal Dave. Well, with you, always you will do that. All right. Is that everything we said? Okay. I don't think there's nothing else to talk about. Well, Mr. Jackson, thank you so much for coming. Again, if he acts up again, then he will be officially expelled permanently from this school if he keeps acting up like that. Okay? All right. See you guys later. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you later. All right. I'll meet you in the hallway in a minute, Principal Thomas. That was so crazy. That is a naughty student that you have to deal with all your life, Principal Thomas. This is just your beginning of this year into school. Last year and the year before, Principal David had to deal with that deal with him a lot when he was principal over here. And that's why he wanted to retire, so he doesn't have to deal with John anymore. I totally understand what you. I would retire if I was them too. All right, Principal Thomas, you have a great day. Okay, I'll see you next time. And don't forget, next week is observation. Means I'll be coming to investigate. See how if you're doing a good job. Well, you will. So, and I just want to see if the demonstration is okay. Like to see if we gotta pay for new roofs, all that stuff. All right, I'll see you later, Principal Thomas. Have a great day. And one more thing, Principal David had he contacted Board of Education today. He's thinking about coming back here he's not gonna work here, he just wants to volunteer here. In case if you're all sick, then he can fill in as principal, but he can still be a principal. Even though he retired, he can still help out as he can. Yeah, Principal Thomas, you said you were going out of town sometime next month. March the 3rd, I think. Yeah, March the 3rd. Okay. So Principal David will be filling in for all that until you get back, okay? Alright. Thank you. Okay. Okay, and cuts. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed me playing. I hope you guys enjoyed me playing Superintendent, Principal, and the Dad. Normally we would play John, but this time we didn't play John. I was the Principal, Superintendent Brown, and the Dad, which is John's father. Alright, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and the subscribe button if you want to see some more. And also, if you guys are new to this channel, if you guys want to tell me what video should I make next, do so. Write some in the comments. What school videos would you like me to do? Would you like me to do principal, teacher, or getting on, or caught students to try to skip school? I can do that as principal if you like, but it will have to be in the next video. Okay. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe button if you want to see some more. See you guys in the next video. Bye.